Okay, hello everybody. My name is Matthew, and welcome to MLC Tech. Currently we are a tech and gaming news show that we're not really established at the moment. We haven't really done anything at all. This is our first official live broadcast for this type of show. So basically, today is a little tester run. We're planning on doing stuff. Talking about various gaming news and technology news, discussing it. We're going to be debating about it. At the moment, for this episode, it's just me and only me, unfortunately, as our other host can't be with us tonight because he's busy with work. So he can't really be with us today, so this show's not going to be as entertaining as I would hoped it to be. But we're going to be talking about some topics just for this episode only. But we need a name as well, so for people in chat or comments, depending if anyone actually watched this live or pre-recorded, we need you to suggest a name. We're desperate for a name at the moment because we don't have a name at all. So if you could suggest a name for us at all, that would be really great. Because, well, thinking of a name's really hard. I can't think of one. So, we're going to get straight into our first topic. But before we do, I just want to say that our YouTube channel is like our main source of like making videos. At the moment, we haven't been making any videos because we haven't had time or resources, but we will be doing that soon. We're doing more gaming and technology reviews and whatnot. And I would like to apologise for my my camera quality today because this is just a temporary setup at the moment. But this show will get much better as well. I actually have my friend or co-host, and we have some interesting segments of the show as well, which is not just technology gaming news show. For instance, a segment of the show is discussing about my friend's computing teacher. Apparently he's an idiot and he says random shit, and basically we like to talk about that and say where he's wrong and really take the piss out of him, really. It's quite funny. For instance, the other day he was saying the Celestron D, a processor from 2004, was new. Yeah. It's not very entertaining where it's just me regurgitating what's already been said, but wait till he's actually on the show. And, well, we're going to have fun and lots of stuff about the show. So, let's get straight in with our first topic. And that would be... Oh, it actually worked the first time. So, let me just zoom in for this. Apple's Tim Cook says Microsoft Surface Book tries too hard and is sort of deluded. So if the Surface Pro Book's deluded, what does that make your iPad Pro? Yeah. So basically, Apple CEO Tim Cook isn't making any friends on the PC side this week. Cook took to the interview circuit this week, heavily prone to the release of the new 12.9-inch iPad Pro, and didn't waste any time kicking some dirt into Microsoft, really. So when questioned about his thoughts, Tim Cook really said, if you're looking for, I think you're looking for a PC guy, why would you buy a PC anymore? No, really, why would you buy one? Oh, I could debate it why and then why would you buy a Windows PC? Many things. More software, we have better software support. I mean, for the iPad Pro, if you want to get something done properly, well, Windows is actually, well, the way to go, really. And he said, Surface, internet and social networking, I don't need to spend £1,000 to get the job done. So, where do Apple actually come into this then? If Tim Cook, it's a bit of a hypocrite, really. He's a hypocrite. He says he doesn't need £1,000 to internet and to surf the internet and social networking, yet look at Apple's devices. They're expensive, their phones are expensive, their laptops are expensive, their tablets are expensive, and yeah, what are so designed to do? Really do that, but a bit more powerful and better. But essentially, he says he doesn't need to spend $1,000, but yet you say no one buys PCs no more. Yet your market of Macs is around £1,000. It doesn't make very much sense. So the Microsoft Surface Pro book actually does look really good, and it's sort of the first thing that I've actually seen of this kind. Where okay, we've got the Microsoft Surface. Okay, yeah, that's new. A tablet really with an Intel processor, i7, i5, whatnot. We've already had this before, but where the Surface Pro book comes in is this bit here, and you may be thinking, Matthew, isn't that just like a keyboard? No, you're wrong, because it's just more than a keyboard. It's like, well, have you seen like the Alienware like GPU dock? It's like that, but on a much smaller scale. It's on a much smaller scale, really. But it has a dedicated NVIDIA graphics card GPU, which that combines with like the Intel Core i7 that's in it. That can be pretty powerful, especially for works production uses as well, because you have the powerful i7, but you also have a graphics card which you'll be able to take advantage of CUDA as well. With that graphics card in there as well, you'll be able to take advantage of CUDA, which is, well, an important factor for workstation things, if you're not on the AMD side of things. So, has Tim Cook actually even taken time to play around with the Surface Book, or is this just something that Tim Cook just wants to try and bash Microsoft for? Well, yeah, it sort of is, really. Because basically, what does Tim Cook do? The same stuff Steve Jobs did. Well, not as bad, but Tim Cook basically, he takes a shit on other people's products, yet then virtually copy that, slap on the Apple badge, charge £400 more, and say it's innovation. We are innovation. No, you are not innovation whatsoever. You are not innovation at all. This innovation of Apple went since Steve Wozniak buggered off. So, should we go find our next topic? Okay, OBS work for me. Okay, yes. So, what do you guys think of? So, I'm just wondering, what do you guys actually think of Tim Cook digging at Apple? Oh, well, here's a little thing to talk about gaming. In other news, Fallout 4 was released. Yes. Fallout 4 was released for the PC, Xbox One, and PS4, and, well, Bethesda, I can say you did a good job. You never disappoint, Bethesda. You never have. I played a bit of Fallout 4. I haven't actually properly played it on PC yet. I know. I'm going to get crucified in the comments saying you haven't actually played it properly. Look, I've played a bit on PS4. Yeah, it's laggy as shit. 30 FPS. Come on. It looks terrible on the PS4. But PC, I can't wait till I've actually decided to install it on PC, because I actually just have not had the time to install it on PC, which is a superior platform. So actually, in this live stream, I'm not going to get into debate about PC versus consoles. That can be a standalone video on my YouTube channel. I'm not doing it for a live stream. No. But Bethesda, for what I've seen on the PS4, of course the frame rate's terrible, because, well, you can't really change that about consoles, but the game's good. It is a good game. May not have the best graphics, but it is good. And Bethesda, I just want to say, well done. Of course, it's a Bethesda game. There's going to be a few bugs, and some people, like on Reddit, try to crucify it like they did with Assassin's Creed Unity. Well, not as bad, but they said really the same thing, sort of, about Assassin's Creed and Fallout 4, about the little bugs. But it's a Bethesda game. What are the bugs that usually in it? Bugs that we come to love and enjoy. For instance, in Skyrim, we had the giant launching up in the air. Oh, it was a bug, but It was one enjoyable bug though, I must admit. So I'm just looking for my next news article, which, oh crap, I've actually lost. Oh, isn't this embarrassing? Okay, so I actually got to go digging through my little document I made. I've lost it. I've lost it. I'm an idiot. Don't say anything. I know I'm an idiot. What a good way to open the show. Knowing that I forgot what I'm actually doing. So, here's something that's sort of interesting. Okay, especially if you're an Xbox One user. Oh, come on, don't tell me you're not gonna load. Oh, don't tell me you're not gonna load. Come on. First show we're already running into technical difficulties already. Oh my god. Okay, that image ain't loading, so let's just switch to the other view. So, Xbox One owners can play Star Wars Battlefront already. What? I want Battlefront now. Actually, no. But, okay, so Sony does not have a promotional deal for its Star Wars Battlefront. Microsoft exclusive on the EA Access program seems to be already in action, as Xbox One owners in EA Access can already play Star Wars Battlefront. In an effort to help promote the game, Xbox gamers can download the full game now, a week ahead of its launch, and play a ton of hours worth of it. So, the game comes out in 6 days. And Xbox owners can... Well, some Xbox owners that participate in EA Access can already play Star Wars Battlefront already, but the deal is to include access to every game mode and map. That's, well, not DLC of course, but that's already with the game. So you'll be able to get an early look at all the available content before deciding whether or not to pick up the game at launch. So yeah, so it's free as well for this little trial. So think of the beta. I love the beta for Star Wars Battlefront. I love the beta. If you're an Xbox One user, you can actually play it now for a little bit early. This ain't to buy the game early, bear in mind. It's a trial for 10 hours only. So you'll be able to get full access to the game, you'll be able to play every single game mode, every single map, go through the game and have 10 hours worth of gameplay. And if you don't like the game, then now's your chance to see whether you're actually going to like this game. If you want to pick up this game or not. If you find you don't like Battlefront, you don't have to pick it up, because you know if it's a good game or not by just playing 10 hours worth of it. So yeah, if you're an Xbox One owner, fucking jealous. But if you're an Xbox One owner, yeah, you're sort of good there. So, other game releases that happened this month was Call of Duty Black Ops 3. No, don't get me started. You just don't want to get me started, okay? But Call of Duty Black Ops 3, some people saying, oh, Black Ops 3 is excellent. Yeah, it may be an okay game. Yes, but it's Call of Duty. It's same shit, different year. Yes, there's a few differences. There's like different robots, like Terminator or whatnot. But there's a few different things. Essentially, it's the same game though. A few different weapons, a few different game modes, a few different maps. Come on, it's essentially the same game mode. It's running the same engine since, what is it? What's the engine from? It's a modified Quake 3 engine. So 1998 is the original engine. It's where it's from. The engine's old. It's old. It's very old in terms of a game engine standard. So, but some people say it's fabulous. Okay, here's a little interesting story I gotta tell you. I was in game the other day and buying Fallout 4, of course. Who would? I'm not playing Call of Duty. But here's the thing. My internet round it is absolute dog crap. I mean, absolute shit. and I can't wait next year when I get fiber. It's gonna be so much. It's gonna be so good that I'm gonna get fiber optics around this house. That I'm gonna be able to live stream in better quality, high resolution, and yeah, I'll be able to get up my game streaming again and all that. So I'm excited for when I get fiber to my house. But I was in game picking up Fallout 4 because my internet download speeds are crap, so I go physical media for that sole reason. But I saw this guy. He's an Xbox One player. I didn't try and beat him up because of it. But he was trading in Black Ops 3 for Fallout 4. So literally, he came in with Black Ops 3, and he put Black Ops 3 on the counter. Said he wants to return this. Well, quite frankly, long story short, he said the game's shit. I want to try a good game. So literally, he returned Black Ops 3 and exchanged it for Fallout 4. Because Call of Duty, yes, you can play Advanced Warfare. It's practically the same thing. Just like you could get like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4 weapons in like World at War. Have you ever seen that mod on YouTube? You should check it out on YouTube. It's pretty interesting if you're a PC gamer. But one thing I do like about Call of Duty though, Black Ops 3. One good thing I gotta give Treyarch this for PC gaming. They're bringing mod support, like official mod support, not this third party mod support shit, but official mod support within Black Ops 3. So we'll be able to make our own custom mods. So EMBs, graphical mods, we'll be able to do that. For once, maybe Call of Duty will look good. Maybe no, I was about to say maybe rather than Battlefield graphics, but no, maybe actually. Have you seen the work they've done with GTA 4 though? Oh, that does look good. Modding community is thriving. Looks almost like they don't do a Rockstar and well, try to purge mods really. So basically, he was returning Fallout 4. He was returning Black Ops 3 for Fallout 4. Yeah. So it doesn't really say much about Black Ops 3 as a whole. It's not a very good game, really, in terms of Fallout 4. So let's get another topic, shall we? Okay, yeah. So, has anyone heard about the TPP? Yeah, it's a load of bullshit. I don't actually have an article. What the hell's up with my hair back there? I don't want to know. I look weird. Okay, here's something about Asus now. Okay, so Asus is planning on building its own augmented reality glasses for next year. So this news is about a week old now. I'm a bit late reporting on it. Crucify me in the comments if you wish. But Asus is building their own augmented reality glasses for next year as well. So it looks like Asus is preparing to get into the augmented reality business. We already know that Microsoft with HoloLens is getting into that. With, was it HoloGlass? Yes, HoloGlass. No, HoloLens it's called. So Asus basically is, well, they're straight up challenging Microsoft, and well, I think Microsoft has already got the head start for this because, well, Asus is a great company. I do like their products, I like their graphics cards, I like their laptops, but Microsoft is more developed as a company. I would say they have more money. I don't know about brains though. I'm not sure about the brains behind the company, but I know that they are, well, probably ahead of Asus in augmented reality. But right now, the big craze at the moment is virtual reality. Augmented reality is put on hold because, well, nothing's actually been brought to market yet. An actual working prototype of HoloLens. We got demonstrations of stuff, but we actually haven't got to see a working prototype. Well, we have, sort of, but like for members of the public to actually test out. So, let's have a little discussion about virtual reality for a minute. because that's a lot of focus coming from the gaming crowd, and I'm surprised that Asus didn't get on the side of virtual reality instead of augmented reality, because, well, Asus, we know they have their gaming line ROG. Talk about ROG. Look, there's a ROG laptop bag back there. So that's not a sponsor spot, but Asus, if you want to send me some royalties for showing me that bag, which is actually pretty good, is actually a pretty good bag. I'm not going to talk about it that much, but if Asus, if you want to send me some royalties over, yeah, hit me up, mlctechbusiness@gmail.com. And I'm not big enough to do that yet. I wish I was a big enough channel to get sponsor spots and everything. So let's talk about virtual reality. I'm surprised Asus didn't jump on the bandwagon of virtual reality because of their gaming line. There's Republic of Gamers, a Republic of Gamers branded virtual reality headset. Sounds like a cool idea, actually, I'll be honest with you, but they're not doing that. But it does sound like a cool idea. But they're focusing on augmented reality. But let's talk about virtual reality. Let's do a little topic of virtual reality. Virtual reality. So there's the Oculus Rift. There's the Oculus Rift. Oh, and we got someone in the comments actually commenting. Flipping saying they're stupid. Oh, hey there. So as well, I was saying, virtual reality. So Oculus Rift. They haven't brought something to market yet. They haven't brought an actual, like, something you can actually go and buy yourself. There's just stuff like development. There's the SDK. They're just developer kits, prototypes. Well, not prototypes as such, but something for marketing. Really, we haven't been shown anything like that off really. But here's the thing: if Oculus Rift doesn't get their ass in gear, they're good at development for what they're doing, but if they don't get to market soon, someone's going to come out with something better and before, and Oculus Rift is going to really suffer if they don't bring out something before, like all the competition, because we know there's augmented reality, all that good. No, not augmented reality. There's HTC 5, which is in collaboration with Valve. How did I forget Valve? I'm an idiot sometimes. But there's also Sony VR, which is another developer, which is another virtual reality headset. Sorry, I do apologise for that little mess up. And where's OBS gone? Shit, where's my OBS gone? This is the first time doing a proper live stream at the moment, so bear with me. For those few people that have just joined me, this show needs a name, so if you can suggest something, that would be really great. At the moment, it may seem a bit boring to you because it's just some fat guy in a chair rambling on about gaming and technology. Yeah, I know, I'm some stupid fat guy who no one's probably heard of. But we need a name, and my co-host will be with me this week. Next week, I will have a co-host with me next week, and we will be discussing things together and debating about it, because sometimes we have different views, and we'll be talking about life in general, or not life in general, but something to do with life that's related. Oh, come on, man. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice in the comments. Hey, you dick cheese. I've never been called a dick cheese before, actually. Well, I tend to be called a twat, really. Dick cheese, I've never been called that. The thing I'm called the most is a twat at school. The thing I'm called at, during one of my school, yeah, I might sound like a little kid for saying I go to school, I'm a big boy, sort of. But I don't get called dick cheese, I get called twat and cunt. It had to be said, but it's the facts. But anyway, Oculus Rift, you need to get something to market soon before Valve or Sony beat you to it and bring out something bigger and better. So let's move on to another topic, shall we? Obviously, my document, literally, I've lost my document, so I'm literally memorising stuff and literally getting that topic. Should we talk Steam machines, really? Because that's a big thing in the game industry at the moment, Steam machines. So let me just switch scenes. Where's OBS gone? Shit. Oh my god. Okay, here we are. So, Cyber Power launches cyber range of Steam machines. So this is a really subtopic of the Steam machines thing in general. I'll be talking about that in a minute. But Cyber Power, here's a little topic of Cyber Power that was made by Kit Guru. There's this cyber Steam machine. I'm not much sure about it. It actually looks pretty decent. Actually, it's actually pretty decent for a little Steam machine console. So the cheapest being £499 and £499. If you're from America, do the math yourself. I can't be bothered to convert it to you. I don't work in dollars. But the cheapest one, £499. That actually looks pretty appetizing for what you're getting for something that's pre-built as well. And bear in mind, this is pre-built, not a custom-built thing. But you get a 2GB GeForce GTX 950, an i7 47, an i7 did I say, an i3 4170, which is actually a pretty decent processor for budget, really. For that price range, it's a pretty decent processor, really. And yeah, 4 gigs of RAM. Oh no, then I was praising it as well. 4 gigs of RAM, no. We need at least 8 gigs of RAM. That is standard for game systems this day. Mind you, it is probably cheaper to upgrade it yourself to 8 gigs. It's probably another 4 gigs. It's around another. It's another £15–20 really to upgrade to 8 gigs. And the 699 version contains the next one up, which is the 960, and contains the i5 and 8 gigs of RAM. 1TB hard drive, Steam OS, and the more expensive one, which is 1,200, contains the 980. Ooh, that's a pretty big gap between the 960 and the 980, and then the i7 4790K, the Devil's Canyon processor that runs stock at 4 GHz, 16 GB of RAM, Steam OS. Okay, really cyber, you should really do something in between, so something with a 970 really. But something like Cyber Steam Machine, the I edition, which is the cheapest one, which contains a 950, should have 8 gigs of RAM really for this day and age. It should have 8 gigs of RAM, and for the more expensive ones, yeah, they look decent. You could always build something better pre-built. But here goes on to our next bit of the discussion, which is Steam OS. Oh boy. What can I say about Steam OS? Well, it looks nice, but it's a catastrophe at the moment. As much as I love Valve, I love Gaben, it is a mess at the moment. I have to say, it's an absolute mess at the moment. Well, not a mess itself, but for what it is, it's not very good. It's Linux based. Yes, Linux is something that should be developed for. I'll say, and from time to time again, Linux should be something that developers should always do. We should always develop for Linux, as that's the way the PC market should go. We should move over to Linux at the moment. I would try Linux, but I have no idea what I'm doing because I'm a big noob. But SteamOS were limited to only a small selection of games, and not even Steam games. Not even all Steam games that show up on the SteamOS are compatible with SteamOS as well. Yes, Steam Desktop Edition. One thing I will say about SteamOS is, though, it looks nice. It does look. It is polished. It's well polished, and it looks really nice in general. I don't know what I can say about the SteamOS controller though, because I've never tried the controller myself. But it does look well polished and nice, but the game support is where it goes wrong. And then look on the other side, then we got games like Battlefield, Assassin's Creed. Oh. Also, those other AAA titles from Ubisoft and EA, we won't be able to play. And that's where consoles are going to do better than Steam OS because you get every game. You're not just limited to a small selection that's only been developed that have been ported over to Linux, which is still a small selection. There's some decent games, but it's still a small selection. So yeah, SteamOS needs, well, better game support. Well, it's like that for all Linux really. Linux, SteamOS, Linux is SteamOS really. It's just a skin of Linux. I forget which bit of Linux it is, but it is a skin of Linux. So let's see if we can get any other topics really. Some more game. I think we should do another gaming and another gaming topic and another hardware topic really. Here's something I'm not really going to cover for long, but Corsair has made a new version of the Strafe, which features the silent MX switches. The board features the same RGB backlighting and attachable wrist rest, but modified mechanical switches to make them quieter when you're typing. So this is not something new, but it's something that has just been brought to market. So all that news about the Cherry MX silence. So if you are interested, if they pique your interest, well, it's just been released now. If you go to one of my favorite websites for reading all this is kitguru.com. If you want to have a look at kitguru.com, I'd say you should go there. It's pretty decent. Telltale's Game of Thrones is finally arriving 17th of November. If you want to know more about that, if you're interested in Telltale games and Game of Thrones, just give it a Google because I'm not going to be covering that properly. But here's a controversial topic that we are definitely going to cover, and that is the AMD fiasco, really. The AMD fiasco. So AMD responds to bulldozer class action lawsuit. So if you're a tech junkie like me and you've been living under a rock, then you shouldn't know what this is. But if you haven't been living under a rock, you should know all about this. So basically, long story short, before we get into technical terms, the bulldozer CPU, which is like the AMD FX line, so the 8130, FX 8150 and all that, being advertised as an 8-core CPU. But in fact, with recent research, I don't know if this is 100% true at the moment, but with recent research, that it can only be capable of running 4 cores really. It's an 8-core processor, but doesn't have the functionality of an 8-core processor, as apparently it can only run 8 lines of code at once. Which, if you don't know, each core in the processor, which really means one line of code at once. So if you have a 4-core processor, you can run 4 lines of code at once. The CPU can execute 4 lines of codes at once. Then there goes into hyperthreading, which is an Intel thing, which ain't really related, which technically it's a virtual core, technically, and then you can run 4 more lines of code as well, virtually, basically. But AMD doesn't do hyperthreading because, yeah, AMD. But it can only run 4 lines of code apparently. So basically, each module in the bulldozer is seen at 2 separate cores within Windows. But however, the cores share a single FPU. So 2 cores share a single FPU alongside with the same instruction execution resources. Intel CPUs, on the other hand, have a different side with independent FPUs per each core, not cores sharing the same FPUs. So the lawsuit goes to claim that this is due to the design. Each core is not capable of working independently. They have to run on the same FPU instead of being independent, have run their own independent FPUs. But the main point seem is to be false advertisement. So basically, the class action lawsuit is for false advertisement, really. For advertising as an 8-core when it's fact they're not 8 cores, And do take this with a slight grain of salt, because this may end up being absolute bogus. But it seems like this ain't just some random guy on the internet making some random shit up. They've done their research. They've talked about sharing FPUs and all that. That's technical. That's technical shit for you guys out there. But they're being done. The class action lawsuit is for false advertisement. So there's serious pretty allegations against AMD, which would put AMD in violation of the Consumer Legal Rights Remedies of Act in the US. After a few days, AMD had the chance to issue a comment. So AMD said, "We believe marketing accurately reflects our capabilities of the Bulldozer architecture, which implements an 8-core FX processor, which is capable of 8 instruction sets concurrently." So AMD is straight out denying these allegations, saying that they can run 8 instructions altogether without not being able to do that, really. So AMD's denied it, but we'll just have to wait and we'll see how this thing comes out. So next week there's probably going to be some development for this story, and we'll see where it goes from here with AMD. So we're going to cover one more topic, then I'm off out of here for another show. We haven't really got a proper schedule at the moment. It's really just me talking about random crap really at the moment. Another quick bit I could put is the TalkTalk hack will cost around 35 million. So TalkTalk's giving a few things away because of this recent TalkTalk hack. The TalkTalk, an internet service provider in the UK, actually was hacked pretty bad, and like thousands of people's credit card details were stolen. And the cyber attack will cost them 30 to 35 million, which to other companies is pocket money, really. But basically they're saying that TalkTalk was hacked by Russian jihads. It turns out it was hacked by 2 teenagers in Ireland, and more arrests are being made at the moment. But they're also doing like a reward plan, really, at the moment for apologies of the hack. You can claim a few things, get a few upgrades. So if you're a TalkTalk customer, definitely try and get an upgrade, because you're eligible for one for free. So yeah, that's another interesting news about the TalkTalk hack. TalkTalk, I'm not going to really get too much of a discussion about TalkTalk, but TalkTalk is rubbish. TalkTalk is a rubbish service provider, and I'm not just saying that because TalkTalk was hacked. I think TalkTalk is actually a terrible company. So let's find one more topic before we get going out of it. So this is why I should not use my topic documents, because this is what happens. So let's talk about modding, shall we, in GTA Online. So let me just zoom in before I change up. So let's change scenes again. So GTA multiplayer interview. So on Take-Two's Takedown and the importance of mods. This is a pretty big topic in the PC gaming and possibly console gaming as well, with Fallout 4 bringing mods to consoles. But a few days ago, Take-Two contacted the development team of GTA multiplayer and ordered them to stop development immediately. So multiplayer mod, it was a mod, not multiplayer itself. I've read that a bit wrong. Stop development of online multiplayer. No, the multiplayer mod. So basically, they ordered them to stop development immediately. The team quickly took action, issued a message to the GTA community saying GTA MP was now dead in the water. There was no good news for fans of the game who've been crying out for an alternative for GTA Online. So, yeah, basically GTA multiplayer was meant to be an alternative to GTA Online. So Actually, I don't really get how that works though. An alternative to GTA Online, which is multiplayer. I'm talking about like single player multiplayer, maybe. That's probably what. So they decided they were ordered to stop the development of that. So who were the people behind it? So we caught up with this PC Invasion, caught up with the team member Benjamin G to find out more. So that it was a team of 9 developers, including 2 working mainly on web stuff. The progress was some months was 100 times better than the original progress of the GTA 4 multiplayer that they made. But however, Take-Two Interactive never wanted to shut down GTA 4 multiplayer, and we don't suppose it's because it was originally multiplayers and absolutely not the same between different games. Since Take-Two Interactive created a system of microtransactions in GTA Online. So, what seems like they don't like is, well, they want microtransactions. And if people go to GTA multiplayer instead of GTA Online and not playing microtransactions, then Rockstar's gonna lose money. And yeah, they were supported by Rockstar as well to top it off. They weren't just some script kiddie or anything, whether the more script kiddies being able to make this mod, but they weren't just some random guys that were just literally at home making some mods for the hell of it. They were supported by Rockstar, which is actually a shame. I'm not going to play the video because I'll probably get flagged and everything, and I don't want that to happen. But modding like this, like, come on, this mod's been developed for years and supported by Rockstar. Why couldn't they just bring it out? If Rockstar never wanted it in the first place, why would they support this modding group in the first place? It actually just not add up at all. But modding is an important factor of the gaming community, and well, it just sucks to see this, what Rockstar has done, well, Take-Two has done to this little community team of 9 people who are making this mod. And the mod actually looks pretty good. It looks like they put lots of good effort into it. But unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be. They worked so hard on this modification. So apparently they would talk with them about how Just Cause 2 multiplayer and DayZ increased the sales of their games and made this game very popular in the gaming community. But GTA Online already has multiplayer, but it's like single player multiplayer really. So you'll be able to play with people in single player really. And really, without mods, and the most important reason, the Grand Theft Auto series would not have been such a success at all really. But it sucks to see what they've done really. And apologies to those hard-working people who worked on this mod. Yeah, it sucks to see, and well, I hate to end on a bit of a cynical note, really. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this little tester run for MLC Tech. We need a name. We haven't thought of one yet. We haven't thought of one yet, but if you could think of a name, it would be greatly appreciated. But anyway, guys, I am MLC, otherwise known as Matthew. I hope you actually enjoyed this little podcast little gaming tech show. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you want to see more, comment down below. We will be improving everything really. We will be getting better camera quality, but microphone's fine, but we'll be getting everything, and we will have my co-host as well, which it will mean this show is going to be much more entertaining as well, because I'll be have someone to talk to, not just myself. So guys, I better get on the hell on out of here because I've got to go to bed because I'm tired as hell. Anyway, guys, I'll see you next week.